What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the probably last stream of 2025. New here on this one. So I used to do some live streams a little while back, maybe a year or so ago. And just got out of it, got busy, went back to working in the industrial maintenance section, and there we went. So, got nothing going on right now. It's Friday after Christmas. We're just out in the shop. I was gonna dump out the bag, clean it out. I've made a few switches recently, got some new stuff, changed some stuff around, as we all do. And I didn't want to do that. I don't want to guard my privacy. If I was guarding my privacy, I probably wouldn't be on here, would I? Probably not. Drop frames. 0 kbps. 5713. Probably get a terrible connection out here in the garage, but you know what you gonna do, right? And this glare. I need to do something with that. Oh. Stand by one. Let me see if I can. At least make it where my face ain't all blur. Yeah, maybe not. Oh, that's right above me. No wonder. That's this one. There we go. Hey, there, that's better. We'll just sloop down a little bit. We'll just squash on over. I don't know if I should wait for anybody because nobody will probably show up, or if I just get to going. But, you know, how's everybody's year gone? I know nobody's here, so I'm just going to... Jesus, of course the compressor goes on right now. I could go out there and stop it, but what's the point? Let me see. Gold. Oh, send 10 super chats. I just got in the first tier of YouTube partner. And I am currently clueless about how all that works. So we're just letting it ride. Let me see. What do we got? Well, we got the tool bag. We got some stuff that I'm really excited about. Some stuff that was all new tools to me this year, which was a lot of fun. Let's see. I started out the year working. I was doing some residential maintenance at a small university in here in Southeast Texas. Sam Houston State. Eat 'em up cats. And I got out of that after, I think I made 6 months. It's not the same as industrial maintenance, and I didn't really enjoy it. And luckily, old buddy called me back and put me to work where I was at before in the sawmill. And I broke out all my industrial maintenance tools. And so we're back. All right, well, I guess nobody's going to show up, so we'll just run it as a regular video. Let's stand by one and we'll get her going. Put this over here. And we want to switch out to the main view. Get my ugly mug out of the way. So yeah, we got that out. You can squeeze up a little closer. I don't know where we want to start yet. Got the old classics. That is a punch set and small chisel set. I should probably move this right here so people can hear me now. I got a view. Nice. Welcome. I got a little punch set, chisel set. You've probably seen this a million times. This is a little proto set that I had. Awesome. Use this thing to death. That's going to stay. This is a little nail punch, little finish nail punch, you know. I had that on the side there. Let's get right into some of the good stuff here that I found this year. I just recently, like within, let me see, what was it? Like a week ago, put this NX 397D in the rotation. Already, I've taken out two other ball grips. I am keeping the new Klein Fast Bit True Grip because I just love that grip right there. If it had a ratchet, which I'm sure is coming soon, they will that may be taking over the #1 spot. How are we looking? Keep feel like I'm. There we go. Put it in a little closer. Well, yeah, I've got this thing, and man, I thought the Vessel was the one, but sure enough, Matt and probably about 5 or 6 other guys in the comments of my videos are like, yeah, you need to get that Annex. And one guy even said, Annex 397, everything else is, you know, stupid or whatever, something like that. It was pretty much that sentiment. And I think he's right. I got it, and I love it to death. Look, I replaced my Vessel ratcheting ball grip. This thing was sweet, super sweet. How's the sound over here? I'm all new on this. I got the cool microphone. Feel like it may not be making the right sound still, so I'm gonna move it over here a little bit. Try to keep it out of the frame for everybody, so we're not getting all that. So yeah, I thought this was the greatest thing ever. But after using it a couple times, and a couple guys in the comments said it too, hey, you're gonna watch out for this yellow knob. It's gonna knock loose, and you'll be tightening, and suddenly you'll be loosening again, or vice versa, or it'll lock up in the standard position. And you know, I love the Vessel, but look at here, it's got a little play in this, where the Annex, if you put it on no ratchet, super tight. But in defense of the Vessel, it does come off, so you may not have a complete lockup in there like you could if it's all one solid piece. Here's my other issue. Now, just straight out in the open, yeah, this is perfect. This thing works great. Other than hitting the little yellow ratchet selector, I guess you'd call that. You got this swell at the end where you put your bits, your exchangeable bits, and I got them here in the bag somewhere, I'm sure. So we'll look at them in a minute when we get it out. Like I said, great on the outside if you're doing something, but if you've got to get down and, you know, there's a lot of electrical panels and connectors where you've got a hole that's only big enough for the screw, and even sometimes that standard size is too big. That's when you got to pull out the little baby, the little Klein 4-in-1 precision style screwdriver. That's when you got to pull that one out. But so this one's got the straight in, kind of like this one. But see, they both got the same problem. If you get anything bigger than that, you're going to have to go to the other one over there, the precision style. But yeah, those were great. Let's see where I put that. I got my other. Here it is, right there. Yeah, Matt over there. I call him Matt got me on those Vessels, because I was originally a Klein guy, and I still am. I love that Klein 11-in-1 right there. I take that out with my impact driver, and you got a whole set right there. Pretty much anything I deal with, I can take care of with that, for the most part. But let's get back to the Vessels. Yeah, he had this one, which here's the comparison on that. Again, that one's not ratcheting, but it's the perfect size. And And of course, then I got told that you're not doing the 2-finger grip right. That's how you're supposed to do that. So I put a little short up on that one to everybody see. But yeah. Hey, welcome in. I can see, but oh, it's Matt. I'm talking about you just now. That you got me sidetracked on these vessel screwdrivers and ball grips and stuff. How's it going, brother? Yeah, I was just saying, you know, that that little annex with the recessed red thing is a lot less likely to get hooked on your finger while you're driving and changing your direction of travel. So yeah, those, I got these two. I started out with these. Matt threw these out there. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I spend way too much money, but someday, right? Someday I'll be rolling in cash and all the tools you'll ever want. So yeah, those work. That's new. I started those probably 6 months ago, and then I've just been evolving. Of course, everybody's telling me, yeah, get that one. So, and I love it. I mean, I've used it over the last couple of weeks. That's my go-to now. Previously was my 11-1 Impact, which I still use it. It's got a lot of uses, and I got a lot of use out of it. That took over my everyday driver for a long time, previous to the vessels coming into my life. And it's not bad, you know, for what you do, especially if you're just taking that out and using your other impact driver and light nut driving and whatnot. That's not bad. But I tell you, those vessel ball grips are comfortable. Let's see what else we got over here. Okay, here's an old classic. This is kind of cumbersome. It's a Klein flip socket. And yeah, back in the day, I thought that was going to be the answer to a lot of problems. It's not bad, but you know, as has been pointed out many times, if you want that middle socket, you've got to do a lot of fumbling to get that in and out, which, you know, if you're not in any hurry, it's no big deal. But then you got to take it apart, either put the bits in your pocket and, you know, or set them down, take a chance on losing them somewhere, or switch it around and put the other one back on and then back in. Again, nothing wrong with it if you got time and, you know, you're not in a hurry. And usually when I get to a machine, it's in production, and they don't want to shut down. Which is 90% of the problems they have. They don't want to shut down and check out it's starting to make a weird sound. You know, they want to run it until the weird sound stops making anything. That's right, Matt. It's all about handles. And let me tell you, I like them little ball grips myself. Really nice. Let me see what else in the Klein. Again, here we go with the little flip socket on the stubby. Again, same issue. I thought it was going to be the cat's meow, but it's not bad. I mean, it's still usable. It's got the top carousel with the little mini bits. You can put the bits in there and still work. So yeah, Klein. It's Klein classic stuff. There's the little stubby with the extensor. On these Kleins like this, you got the kind of the same issue as the vessel. It's got a little swell at the end where you run your bits in the bit holder, and it'll slow you down on, you know, how many, you know, it's electrical tool brand. Klein pretty much is made their money on electrical tools and for the electrician. And then if you're getting in a little electrical box, control box, a lot of times you don't get a lot of room to work a big. Yeah, I'm with you, Matt. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm going through stuff that's probably going to have to come on out for 2026, and stubbies are probably it. You know, I may put those in the truck bag just to have something in there, because you know, small stuff like that. Here's a good one that came in this year. Let's get this stuff out of the way where we can keep talking. My little Nightcore NWL 20 work light. I work in saw cabinets most of the time, and electrical cabinets for the saws. You know, the days of the big circular saw where you run the logs through and you got plenty of room outside, those are gone the way of the buffalo. Everything's in a cabinet now, and you know, the blade will be down safely tucked away in a cabinet and only pops out in the run cycle. So you got to work on anything, change a blade, do anything, you're down in a little dark cabinet or in a little dark room. With this thing being magnetic and the brightness settings, and even got a hook, got a little red light, which I don't use that much because I don't need an emergency flasher in my cabinet down there. Well, thanks, Matt. I'm glad you came by. Yeah, you know, I spent about an hour trying to get my settings hooked back up. I've done lives before, way back when I was doing some woodwork stuff, and I had to I was about to give up on it, and then I finally reconnected my account. It said, I looked up on YouTube how to do it, and YouTube says reconnect your YouTube account, so that's what I did. It took me a while. Yeah, I'm trying to get back into the lives and all that. Say that's my 2026 that's my thing for next year. This one, the battery on this is pretty sweet, but you know, like I say, I don't use it for hours at a time, 30 minutes tops, and then it's easy, quick recharge. Plug it in, give it an hour, and there you go. Yeah, that's another part, the computer controlling all the, used to be your control panels were all, you know, single push switches, or what do they call those? I know there's a name for them. You push the switch, it turns on, then you got to push another switch, turn it off. Foolproof. Wire might wiggle loose, something. Now everything's computer controlled. It's got a touch screen. The touch screen can blow out, you know, go dead, and your whole saw is gone. If you can't see the flow chart to start the saw blades, move the belts, change this, change that, then the whole thing's gone right there. And you'd be surprised how many of those touchscreen modules go out. Or you may not. You probably know, but hey, Cotton, welcome in. Yeah, Veto Pro Pack, love them. This is the Weehaw branded model. I'll show it in a little bit. Uh-oh, warning. What's the warning? I got a warning on something. I don't know what's going on, but I can't read it that far. Yeah, we've got a couple of, we got two big CNC routers, and they just threw in a couple of big CNC water jets for, I haven't messed with those yet. That's in a separate building, and they got two guys over there that are trained by the technicians from wherever they are. So I haven't had a chance to get over there and look at it. Yeah, 480 is always a hoot, especially. Yeah, I'm sure you have some stories. I do too, of some wild stuff that goes on with the old 480. My two 10-inch and 8-inch proto adjustable wrenches, crescent wrenches, as the vernacular goes. Everything's like, crescent is like Xerox, you know. All your copy machines are a Xerox machine. All your crescent wrenches, or all your adjustable wrenches, are crescent, no matter what the brand name, right? Still use the heck out of these, and the big 12-inch proto. Got to keep those. I tried to get away. I've been using the Kinefix Pliers wrench, but still there's sometimes that the old crescent wrench is everything you need and nothing more. I mean, I tried, and it just won't, you can't get rid of them. Let's see what's hidden down in the bottom. Oh, my warning must have been my signal was low. Am I skippy? Anybody? Is my video laggy? Here is the Weehaw Go Box. I think it's a 36 piece. I I use it, not a lot. It's handy every once in a while. It's got the little mini ratchet, and then it's got a really nice driver that locks the bit in there. And as you can see, Railroad Bell Systems Diamond. Yeah, the older ones, Lord, they were so much better. Yeah, and I think it said I had a warning on my kilobits per second was slow or something. Anyway, it's all I can do out here in the garage. I got my Starlink probably maxed out. So yeah, nice set. Probably could get rid of that though and relegate that to the truck box. A good set of Fiskar Pro shears. These things, it's like the old, I did a little time on the ambulance for a while, EMS work. And you know, your trauma shears, you could cut through a penny. These things will do the same thing. All right, thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. The new strapping, not new, but back in my high school days, back in 1986, 87 time frame, all lumber was strapped with the metal banding. You know, you had to get the big A pair of tin snips and chop those up. Now it's all plastic. It's all some kind of polymer that you know, you strap it up and it's strong as steel, but it's lighter and all that. Still heck of a time to cut it. So I got me one of these shears, and those are going to stay. I can always use that. Got a piece of key stock from something I was working on last week. Little, I think that's 1/8" key stock, might be quarter. We had an amazing number of shafts for Christmas. Just start shearing off key stock for some reason. It's like the place is haunted. It only does certain stuff at certain times. Cobalt, Marksman, I can't lose them. Yeah. I don't know where I got these. I think that was just an Amazon thing. I got on there and looked at the first thing I saw for shears because, you know, you could try to cut that stuff with a razor knife or whatever, and it'll cut, but you'll be snipping for a while. And I got tired of snipping, so I just got it. And I run out there and pink, pink. I don't usually cut bands of lumber, but you know I got enterprising operators, and they'll strap up. Much to OSHA's dismay, I'm sure. I tell you, I saw one time we got a saw that's got a heavy guard over it. It's like a table saw where the blade is over the top, kind of like the old chop saw back in the day. Was not a chop saw. It radial arm saw. You remember those, Matt? It didn't retract. It just ran along an overhead rail, and you pulled the saw. Essentially a circular saw. It's kind of like that, except it's stationary, and it's just the blade. So the blade guard broke off. The guard comes out on a piece of 3/4 inch round stock. Yeah, radial arm saw, Matt. And well, the guard, it's probably 50 pounds worth of metal. And after a while, it'll just break those 3/4 inch. I'm sure it's because they get up there and bounce them around and what, but it'll break that 3/4 inch round stock and start cracking. We had to weld it up. Well, one of them broke, and they didn't call. They just thought, I'll just strap this guard up with some green strapping over the blade and everything. Holy smoke! When safety got a load of that story, I'm telling you, people were let go, dismissed, 3 days off. It was all kind of fun. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I use the shears for, to cut the strapping. Excuse me. My Nico metric standard hex keys and a good set of Torx. This is the safety model with the hole in the end, but they work just good on regular Torx too, so those are handy. Keeping those in. And I think that's one side right there. Look at there. We're moving right along. The Weehaws. the compact, metric, and standard hex wrenches. I like these because they're long and they're very strong. I've twisted these and turned them, and I break some stuff loose sometimes that amazes me. And look, they're straight. They don't twist. I mean, they flex, but they come back into shape. I'm surprised because, I mean, there's some stuff out there that we put some cheater pipes on, these little things, you know, and you got to turn your head because you're waiting for this tool to just shatter, and boy, it'll bend around and pew, break loose. Same with the SAE models. And I like them because they're thin and they fit down in my tool bag. I know I've had there's a lot of comments that say, you need the Bondus or you need this one. I'm like, I've tried these and they work great, so I'm not switching. So those get to stay. We're running out of room here shortly. Let's rearrange some stuff. That's the keep side. That's the removal side. In the top, I got a chisel. Got to have that. I do a lot of stuff that breaks things loose, and chisel and my doggone good Bash, Wilton Bash unbreakable hammer. This little joker has got me a bunch of stuff done. And then I got me a little proto, this was my granddad's. He had a handful of hammers when he passed. Had a bucket full, and I got them out and cleaned up as many as I could, and a lot of them had broken handles. I just hadn't replaced them yet. So that's my mini tapper, and then that's my big tapper. And then if I need something else, I got to run back to the shop and get the big sledge, but we ain't going to carry that around. Got my little chisel. I carry a handful of little chisels and punches. More key stock. Oh, yeah. I remember you said something about that, Matt. Chuck and key stock to drills we use for that for torque control. Yeah. Yeah, the Weehaw Magic Balls. That's the one there. You know, funny you said Bash Hammer Stolen. I got given this by a old timer I worked with. He was kind of I was the apprentice and he was the master back then, and he had a hammer just like that, and he was like, I don't really like this hammer, so he gave it to me. And as far as I knew, we were the only ones to have it. It came up missing one day, and then I saw everybody had one, so I couldn't really start pointing fingers, but yeah, they tend to walk off sometimes. Got my big chisel and my just round punch, flat end punch for, you know, knocking off bearings and races and shafts, and they may never go back in again, but they're coming off one way or the other. That is a belt tensioning tool. You put your V-belt on. Oop, I probably just ruined it now. It's got these little needles. You put your V-belt in the sheave and the pulley, and you set it on there, and then you tighten it up until there's the green line right there. I don't know if you can see the green line in the camera. It's awful bright right there. Yeah, there we go. Do I use that? Not much. Probably should use it more than I do, but when you change V-belts every day, all day, pretty soon you start to feel when tight is and when tight ain't. Funky Japan brands. No one has tracer pencils, etc. What do you mean tracer pencils? What do it? You lost me on that one. Flute T6 1000 Pro, gotta have that. Can't Can't go anywhere without that. I am not an electrician. I'll be the first one to tell you. And I'll tell you why I like this one. It's easy. You got 3 settings. You got voltage. You got I just went blank. That is continuity. It's hertz. Amperage. My apologies. It's hell getting old. It's hell. Oh, okay. Yes, right. Gotcha. Gotcha. How hand torque sensitive you can become. Yeah. You get to feel that after a while when you're when you do it enough. That's just like I talk bad about the operators, but we got operators that can, you know, they run that machine every day and they'll start telling you, hey, some don't sound right. Like, what do you mean? It sounds, it's shaking. It's got a hum to it. Oh, okay. You get in there looking, and sure enough, you got belts about to break off, or shaft is twisted and it's coming loose, and yeah. So yeah, you just got to listen to them, and as long as it's the smart one. Some of them just talk just to talk. He's no good. All right. Combination wrenches. Got to have those too. They're accessible in the machines that sometimes you can't even get the adjustable wrenches into. You know, they're slim, they fit in there. It's slower. I do have the ratchet end on the box end. I got to open in ratchet box end in metric and standard. We don't need to open it up, do we? It's Proto. They're both good brands. I like Proto for some reason. They seem to hold up good. There's more expensive. There's less expensive out there, but those work for me. So, all right, put those over there because they're staying. That's not the toss out pile for everything. I'll remember which one's which. Oh, now to the pride and joy, the Knipex. I know people tell me, oh, Knipex, you just talking about these high dollar brands. If they work, get them, right? I'm not gonna get those no-name Chinese brands and go out and try to work on a machine and they'll snap off in your hands before you know what happens. So yeah, the Pliers wrench, that's the 10-inch 250, I believe it's millimeters, 8801 250. I love this thing, but like I said, there are just some things that the crescent wrench, the adjustable wrench, does maybe not better, it's just more accessible for what I do. If you've got room, this thing is sweet. When you're tensioning big conveyor belts, right, you got the motor end roller on one side, and then the other end is usually the adjustable end, where you run out the jack bolt or whatever and push the bearing and the cylinder with the shaft in it. Unbeatable, because you can't get the ratchet end of the box end on usually, because you'll have to be fighting the frame of the machine and the nut that you're adjusting the jack bolt with, or, well, the jack bolt usually adjusts by itself, but you may have a set nut or something and you just can't get your other wrench in there. These things are ratcheting. When you do them enough, you get them to ratchet, boom, there you go. Love those things. That was a game changer for me there. The ever classic Knipex alligator pliers, not the Cobra. The Cobra has this piece right here, the locking adjustment mechanism, which I don't have any problem with, but excuse me, when you're an old school, adjustable wrench guy, or slip joint plier guy, sorry, I heard the cow in the back bawling. It just seems easier to me. Sometimes you can single-hand it, get in there. Sometimes you got to be holding something. I like these. I wouldn't turn down a pair of Cobras, I'll tell you that. not the Knipex brand. It's just these are the ones I started with. I got a set way back when, and that's probably like my oldest Knipex right. That one, it came in the kit with the alligator, the diagonal cutter, and the needle nose Knipex. So yeah, those are staying. Ear clamp pliers. I've gone over these, but in case you don't know, these are not cutters. These are crimpers. The edge is not sharp. It's blunt. Yeah. Like I say, I wouldn't turn down a set of Cobras, but I got these already. They do pretty well the job. I'm going to have to get some soon. I'm thinking about getting that ES model. I can see where I was thinking I use my twin grips for roller chain master link, taking the outside spring clip off. You get it just right and you can hook it in there. I'll demonstrate that one day. It's really nice the way it works. It's almost like it's made for it. The twin grips, another game changer. I pulled out more broken, rounded off, twisted bolts, screws. Then those have made their money back about 10 times over already. Can't say enough good things about the twin grip. I probably need to toss most of this stuff and get 3 sizes of this, and I could probably do everything I needed to do. Probably not. Yeah, I'll say that's probably my Christmas present to me this year, here in another day or two, once I get going. And you can't get anything delivered right now. Everything's on back order, and not orders, but delivery wise. I don't like to wait for deliveries. I like to have that second day air operation. But here's one I got the crimpers. Turns out they're ferrule crimpers, not I don't do a lot of ferrule crimping. There's guys at work that do. But they work on the the insulated and non-insulated little sleeve crimps. But I may look into another one. The Klein makes the big crimper, like probably I would use more than these. Or there's I think one of these has a crimper built into it. Another monster right here. This thing strips wire like nobody's business. The forged wire stripper. Got that new this year. Love that to death. Mainly, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a pair of Kleins that worked pretty good for what I do. Like I said, I'm not an electrician, but I do a lot of wire cutting sometimes and stripping in my end of the work, doing rewiring motors that are blown out, got to switch out a motor. You want clean ends. These cushion grip handles, man, when I used to use the Kleins, it would hit me right in I guess it's carpal tunnel or whatever. But after 10 or 12 hits, man, it feels like it's just right on that nerve right there. These things, that's like a good pair of shoes, like you could walk another 10 miles with those shoes right there. Really nice. Love them. So yeah, those are staying. Can't get rid of those. The crimpers, I'll probably keep them in the bag. I may take them and put them in the locker and just put them in I got another bag of locker that just sits in there with extra stuff that I don't take out every day. This one probably use everything in here every day, except for a few things like this. Probably needs to come out. They're dirty too. I need to wipe them down and clean them off. I've been getting the sawdust killing me lately. Knipex high leverage lineman pliers. 9001240. Great cutter, great gripper, great puller. Oh, look at there. Kick the camera. Not just for lineman work. I do a lot of stuff with this too. Sometimes you got to reach down in there and get something and get a hold of it to get it lined up, you know. Great pliers. Big and hefty. Staying. Can't get rid of those. I got this sent to me the other day by a tool brand. Oh, it's Klein, actually. They reached out and said, hey, would you like to check out a cable sheath skinner knife? And I'm like, sure, I'll try it out. It's nice. I don't do enough of this. Like I say, there's guys that at work that do the big cable run. You know, they run the electricity 480, big cable. So it's probably their more their speed. With this, I can do pretty much everything I need. I don't get into the big running the drops and all that. So, but it's a nice little Klein knife, and I tried it out. I put a review up. You might check it in there if you want to see. It's lightweight. It would be, you know, easy to carry all day and not feel like you're kind of like the opposite of this one, but you know, totally different operation. These flip utility knives from Klein, they're pretty hefty and they're bulky. So in your pocket, it kind of gets in the way after a little bit. But like I say, it's still a Klein. It still works really great. When I was over at the residential maintenance, phew, I wore these out. Cutting sheetrock, cutting, you know, everything in the tile, floor tile, and all kind of stuff. So yeah, this will probably, I may give this to one of the guys at work now that I've tested it. And I'm like, I just don't have enough use for that. So I'll find one of the electrician guys and let them try it out and see what they think. Here's another little new one I got just recently. Sent to me by the brand. This is Sofern. I got this and another little light. These little lights, it's got the pocket clip. If you were ever in the Army or the military back in the late 80s, they issued you this flashlight called the angle head flashlight. You hook it on you had your LBE gear, and it had a strap, and you hook it on there so you could have it turned on and see in front. It had about one lumen. It was not very bright, and it was not very good. It was made of plastic. It was cheap junk, really, but that's what Uncle Sam gave us, and that's what we used. Which is kind of weird because you're supposed to have light discipline when you're doing any combat associated stuff. So it did have a red filter. You could knock it off real light, but anyway, now they got this thing, which is probably a quarter the size of it, so much brighter than anything Uncle Sam ever issued to me. Let me see, there we go. It's double clicks and stuff like that. And this one's got a red light too. So if you're getting tactical somewhere and you need to keep your night vision, there you go. You just got to remember all the combinations for the buttons to keep you pushing on it. Lockout, tag out locks. Keep my Pica pencils in there. They work. I use them a lot. Marking down, you know, belt numbers and whatnot. Got a little Streamlight Slim Light. I got the here's the one Veto weak point I have found in the whole setup. The tape chain. I have busted 2 of these off just by barely hooking them on the cart, and I made one out of a welding rod. Just bent it over into a link and hooked it on there. But you know, it's nice. They send you one of those when you order the bag, and for what it is, it's okay. But holds your tape. We got electrical tape, which nobody uses electrical tape, right? And then plumber's tape, thread tape. And use that quite a bit. Not so much anymore. I used to do a lot of airlines. Now they've gone to that quick connect aluminum stuff. Yeah, I'm telling you, I should have probably started with those soft grip insulated handles way at the beginning, but it's too late now. I guess I could go back and rebuy everything in cushion grip, but nah. Yeah, I do too. They always tell us, oh, who put the electrical tape down in there? And I'm like, I don't know. I think the operator did that. They got stuff they're messing with over there. But yeah, I do it sometimes because sometimes, like I said, it's a quick fix, and you hope to get back where you can, make the good connection again. But I've spliced sensor wires on, and got an air chuck. Got to stay much air stuff as we do. There is the vessel bit set that came with that. Where'd it go? The big long. Right here. The ratcheting bit set came with a 10-piece set. Like I say, still awesome. Just I found better ones. I like them better. And then I got a 3-piece nut driver, extended nut driver, which, by the way, as we've gone over in other videos, I don't know if this one, it should. Look at there. Now you've got a ratcheting nut driver. 1/4-inch stuff you can fit down in these things. I've just become a happy camper. Yeah, that's a good idea. You put the trap on them. And a Milwaukee 16-foot tape. I don't need a 30-foot tape out where I hardly need a 16-foot. Let's see what else we got in here. I got a plethora of. Oh yeah, here we go. We can demonstrate right quick. I got a cabinet key, 4-way, the square, the triangle, the little dog-eared one, and another square. Two sides of squares. For the uninitiated, roller chain, no matter how close you think you can get it, never exactly fits. So you have a master link that you got to have to put in there, and then you have a half link where it's going to give you just one more little, you just need one little piece of slack, but a whole link would throw it off. And that seems to be the way it always works for me. So, quick demonstration. This is where, if I quit kicking that damn camera. I saw that. I saw the cabinet key they got too. Let me move the camera around so I can. We're gonna have to get up close for this one. So you've got your master link. If you're new, Matt, I'm sure you know what these are. If you don't do any industrial work, it may be hard because it's usually I can usually do it on the. So your twin grips have the teeth on the end. Well, I'll show you. All right, so say you've broken this bolt head off, and then this is all you got. Actually, I got my demonstrator up here somewhere. Well, we'll cut it like this. So the bolt head broke off. You just got a flat surface, and maybe you can get your grippers on there just a little bit. We'll see how they grab that. You can back that out. All right. Or say this is just rounded off. You don't have a nut one that'll it just turn and turn. Whoop, 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 whoop. Nothing. You can get that in there and get a bite. And as with all Knipex, these teeth are, they cut into, if it ain't as hard as these teeth, it's going to bite into it. And you can get in there. And most of the time when you have a broken bolt, once the head comes off and the other piece is loosened up, you could almost, if you could get your hand in there, hand unscrew it. As long as it ain't rusted shut, I give you that. A bolt head, or a broken bolt on a motor that's been heated and cooled 1,000 times and corroded shut, you'll never, ever get that out without serious work. Yeah, that's I've used the cobras and the alligators too for that. I'll just about to show you. But anyway, that's what that for the uninitiated viewer, that's what those are for, to grab. So you could have a little piece where you could barely get it out. I've done it with the alligators too. If you can get it out enough and get that backing out, you've got it set. But sidetracked again. Here we go. And this one's bent a little bit, so it may have a little trouble getting in there. Oh, there we go. We got it back in. So the Master Link, it's got a little groove set on these teeth, or the two little shafts right in there where this clip goes. And that's what holds your outer piece on. This is, you take your two pieces of chain and you slide over here. That's where you make the chain together. You build it. And then this piece holds the two end pieces of the chain on. And then you take this clip, which has got a slit in one end and a little hollow in the other. And that's what holds that piece on. Then you take that, and if you can get it through the shrink, it's a lot harder without the chain being connected, because then I can use both hands. There we go, just like that. The little groove kind of grabs the post and allows you to push on. I used to do it with these all the time. This is way back when, but if I had a nickel for every time I slipped and pinched my finger with my needle nose, I'd be a trillionaire by now. But it's the same way. You can get it on there and clip it off. And there goes our demonstrator. It hits the floor. But yeah, like I said, plus you can do it with this too. This gets you a little grip sometimes. But I found it with the these is sometimes it's a lot easier just to grab the pole, because sometimes you have to do this blind, like you're down under a machine, you can't see where you're clipping at. You can get that end piece to index on your pin, and hopefully you got it. So that was the demonstration on Master Links and roller chain. Anyway, folks, I've probably bored y'all to tears now. Hey, tool collector, how's it going? Yeah, depending on we got some grade 8s up there that I'm scared to even hit them with anything. They might shatter in a million pieces. But these are a little old standard, like that's just so, I don't even know what the grade is. These are our things we use up there, and shoot, seems like if you just bump them, they'll break off. The head will break off sometimes. I'm gonna get out of here now. I gotta go put all this back in, and I guess I'll. So what did we come up with? We came up with pretty much we're just getting rid of a couple of vessel ball grips. We're not getting rid of them. We're just switching them out because we found a new love, the Annex. And then we got pretty much everything else going to stay. The cable knife, I'm going to see if one of the electrician guys wants. The little stubbies, I'm probably done with those for a while. The Weehaw Go Box, probably put that in the truck bag too. So. If the grade 12.8 are only RC50. I don't know. Who said that? Hey, Matt's a top fan. What do you know about that? Congrats, Matt. I don't know anything about the top fan and the goals and all that. Uh-oh. What'd you get? You got coffee? You didn't bring enough for everybody? Man. Oh, there's some of my other stuff I used to have in there. I have the Klein set of diagonals, and which are awesome tools too. Those are great. Oh, you said no bolt is Rockwell 58 or 60. Yeah, okay. I'm with you. I was thinking that seems kind of hard, but yeah, some of our stuff is almost like tinfoil up there with some of the crud they get out of there. I got you. I see what you're saying now. Let me switch her over there and let me, if we want to see my ugly mug in there, we can talk. Still got the halo effect of lights up there, so sorry about that. Oh, the mini tote, the little, the new Veto stuff. Did you check those out yet? I saw those, then I saw, oh, I don't even know his name. Tools and Tactics was talking about everybody's going to get that. I'm like, oh, maybe people like mini totes and stuff from, oh yeah, Inconel. Shoot. They wouldn't pay for that, I don't think. That's probably big money. Oh. All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here, fellas. I got to go and do some other videos for some Amazon stuff. I'll let you all later. Thanks for coming in, Matt. I appreciate you hanging around. Tool Collector, you too. I appreciate you guys coming in. I'm going to try to start doing one for, yeah, 500 a bolt. Sheesh. And you can't even, I tried to get another, I was asking about a part the other day, and they're like, we'll see about the beginning of the year. Oh, yeah, bridge parts. Yeah, where you need 500 a bolt there. Oh, all right, guys. Well, y'all have a good one. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for listening while I ramble and babble. And I appreciate you. I'll see y'all next time. Matt, take it easy. Tool Collector, y'all guys be careful. Sayonara.